Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk. Back in that video today, and we're going to be recapping today's NBA games, as there were some really good games today. We had a couple close games. We had some pace. We had quite a few blowouts as well. Had some games down to the wire, and had a very nice debut for Kyrie Irving and the Mavs. So we're going to talk about that as well. But we start off with a game in Washington between the Hornets and the Wizards. The Wizards get the win 118-104. Great performance by Porzingis, 36-9, 20 for Bradley Beal. 20 for Deni Avdija, 17 for Beal. Then for the Hornets, their leading scorer was P.J. Washington, and that was really it. Could he possibly be traded by the trade deadline tomorrow? There are a couple Hornets players that they have that got to be traded. P.J. Washington, I doubt Rozier is traded. We'll see. I doubt it. Possibly Mason Plumlee as well. You can get him on the cheap. Nice win by the Wizards, though. Cavaliers, Pistons. Cavaliers playing shorthanded. No Garland, no Mitchell, no problem. Ended up beating the Pistons in this game by 28 without Kevin Love. So here are the players they were out without tonight. No Ricky Rubio, no Kevin Love, no Donovan Mitchell, no Darius Garland, no problem. 20 and 14 for Jared Allen, 19 and 8 for Evan Mobley, 14 for Roll Neto. He stepped up big tonight. And then for the Pistons, Bogdanovich with 15. Could be his last game as a Piston as well. I doubt he gets traded. We'll see. And that was really it for that game. Cavs blow them out. Raptors, Spurs. If you want to talk about players who could be on their way out, there's a lot of them in this game. Raptors beat the Spurs, take care of business, 112-98. Siakam scores 37-10-7. 37-10-7. Now his name will be on the trade block. He will not be traded. They'll listen to offers, but they're not going to take anything. Some players who could be definitely traded: Van Vliet with 16, Gary Trent Jr. with 15. And that was really it. Chris Boucher had 18 and 11 off the bench as well. Keldon Johnson had 22. Possible player who could get traded. I was thinking about Jason Richardson. Josh Richardson scores 14. He has some interest from other teams. Doug McDermott scores 13, and these Raptors get a good win. Pacers, he get a good win, a good comeback against the Pacers, and would win 116-111, 38-9 for Bam Adebayo, definitely his best game of the season. Jimmy Butler with 25, Buddy Hield with 29, Tyrese Halliburton with a little bit of an off night, 11 points but had 10 assists. Miles Turner had 21 and 10, and TJ McCollum had 18. Daniel Theis also had 9 off the bench. Great game on ESPN between the Celtics and 76ers. Celtics get the win 106-99 without Jaylen Brown. Blake Griffin stepped up tonight. Jason Tatum struggled. Blake Griffin was actually really good. Hit 5 threes tonight and was just amazing for the Celtics. 15 for Blake Griffin. 12 for Tatum. Had an off shooting night, 5 for 15. But when guys like Blake Griffin, Derek White, and Brogdon step up, both White and Brogdon having 19 and Griffin having 15, and Jaylen Brown, who got hurt and only scored 4 points in this game, guys when Griffin, Brogdon, Grant Williams, who had 15, Derek White had 19, Griffin had 15, Brogdon had 19, Sam Hauser had 14. When guys like that step up for your team, I mean, that's how good the Celtics are. Their two best players, Jaylen Brown, got hurt. He'll miss some time, actually. Jason Tatum had an off shooting night. When guys like those, struggle, this shows how much depth the Celtics have, and were really able to take care of this win against the Sixers. Joel Embiid would score 28-7 and 28-7, and James Harden would score 26 points and 11 assists. And then the Rockets Kings, horrible loss for my Houston Rockets. Don't really want to talk about this game anymore, but the Rockets lose 130-128 on a horrible call where De'Aaron Fox ends the game with 3 free throws at the end. Horrible call. Eric Gordon did not foul him on the 3. Rockets do lose by 2. Jalen Green scores his third 40th game of the season. Third 40th performance of the season, 4th of his career, 41 for him tonight. Alperen Sengun was 1 rebound away from a triple-double, scoring 18, 9, and 11. And Jae'Sean Tate had his season high with 16 points. De'Aaron Fox with 31, 5, and 11, and Domantas Sabonis had 22. Tough loss for my Houston Rockets. The Timberwolves and Jazz. These two teams, they were very popular in the NBA world today with the 3-team trade that they made with the LA Lakers. And how many times have we seen in the NBA? I do not remember. I don't think this has happened in a while, but how many times do you see, two teams make a trade and play each other on the same day? Now, I know the Jazz were without some players. Jazz got rid of some players, so they might have looked like a little bit of a different team without, Conley and without Conley and without Beasley and without Vanderbilt. But the Timberwolves sure did kick their ass after that trade. Timberwolves won 143-118. That's still without Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert. So they're without Mike Conley. They're without Rudy Gobert. And they're also without Karl Anthony Towns, but they've been without him for a while. So really tough loss for the Utah Jazz. And I'm just wondering, with this loss, do you start to, and I know it's just one loss, but with this loss and, that you just dumping off 3 players for 1 first-round pick and Russell Westbrook, who you're probably going to buy out, do you just go on to rebuild the rest of the season? Who knows? But they had a tough loss for the Jazz, losing 143-118. Colin Sexton had 22 points. Markkanen has 21, 15 for Horton Tucker off the bench. Some of these, Timberwolves showed up tonight. Man, they just showed up. Anthony Edwards, of course, he does his thing like he usually does with 31, but Jalen Noel has 30. Luka Garza has 25. Rookie who has not played a lot, Josh Minott, has 12 and 11. So just, huge players stepping up for the Timberwolves tonight. All right, Warriors, Trailblazers. We have, Warriors playing their second game without Stephen Curry. It's Klay Thompson's birthday. He's coming off a 42-point night and 12 three-pointers. Great game in Portland. Portland survives and gets a win, 125-122. Dame has a triple-double. 30-point triple-double against his hometown team. 33, 10, and 11. Jeremy Grant has 22 and 13 for Shaedon Sharpe. And just the Blazers are coming fresh off a trade as well, as they would send Josh Hart to the New York Knicks for Cam Reddish and a 2000, or not, we don't know the year, but a future first-round pick. And Gary Payton end up getting the start for Josh Hart, and he did pretty good with 9 points against his former team. And yeah, Klay on his birthday, 31 points on his birthday, had like 20 points at halftime. So that's a good way to, spend your birthday with, balling, but a win kind of makes your birthday a little bit worse. Jordan Poole, what an amazing game for him. And he's looked really good in their first 2 games without Curry. He had 38 tonight. Andrew Wiggins, finally playing some decent basketball, starting to show, that player that we saw develop last season and looking really good with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Great game by Andrew Wiggins. Dante DiVincenzo also has 18 off the bench. Great game by some of those Warriors players, but just tough loss against the Blazers. All right, getting to Kyrie's debut against the Clippers. Kyrie Irving makes his debut against the LA Clippers with the Dallas Mavericks, and Kyrie does pretty decent in his first game as a Dallas Maverick with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists and 1 steal. Kyrie, he looked like he was enjoying himself tonight. And I just, sometimes in Brooklyn, he looked like he was having fun, but he just didn't look like, and this was a game where, he's not even with Luka yet. He's not even playing with Christian Wood yet. I just think that Kyrie is really happy. And, and he was talking with one of the ESPN side reporter after the game, and he just sounded really happy and I'm not the biggest Kyrie fan. I like Kyrie Irving. I think he's a talented player. But I want the best for him, and I think, happy and health is the best thing in life. And I think that I think he was having success in Brooklyn. Yes, was he having success in Brooklyn? I just don't think he was happy there. But Kyrie does score 24 in his debut with the Mavs. I think a bright future to come there the rest of the season. Reggie Bullock would score 18, had a really good first half with like 15 points in the first half, but just didn't have a good second half. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. had 19. For the Clippers, Norman Powell was their leading scorer with 24, Kawhi with 18, Paul George with 20, and Terrence Mann with 21. I think Clippers definitely have to make a move at the deadline. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're giving up, but I think, right now with how hard the West is, I think, with the Lakers trading for Russell and Beasley and Vanderbilt when they already have LeBron, and Rui Hachimura, and then the Dallas Mavericks with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. They weren't able to beat them. They weren't able to beat them tonight, and they didn't have Luka Doncic, which I know it's regular season, but who cares? If Phoenix makes a deal at the deadline, and when they're healthy, they're a good team. The Nuggets. So the Clippers need to make a decent move. I think with the way the Clippers, if I'm the LA Clippers, I'm their GM, which I'm not, but if I'm the Clippers and I've seen the deal that the Lakers make, I've seen Kyrie. You wanted to go for Kyrie. You wanted to get a big point guard in town. I know he's an expiring contract, but if I'm the Clippers, you got to go for Fred VanVleet. Whatever it takes. If you have to give up Kennard or Reggie Jackson or a pick or Brandon Boston Jr., you got to go after Fred VanVleet. That is the ultimate goal for the LA Clippers. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the sorry, I've been so used to making trade idea videos and trade reaction videos. I was about to say trade. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on today's games. Thought today's games were pretty interesting with Kyrie's debut, and that Timberwolves blowout after the Timberwolves taking Mike Conley from the Jazz. And then there was some other interesting games. But that's really it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts, and peace out.